Hey guys, it's Jamie Davis from the CWL, Mr. Magnificent Jamie Montgomery, giving you a quick disclaimer that last night Alex was in rare form, his humor button was on, but it was apparently set to what the fuck instead of funny, period. Keep that in mind when you're listening to this one, and I'm sure he'll be back to normal next time. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, IWL Commissioner Juan Cena, and with me, as always, Matt Riley. How you doing tonight, Matt?
Twice as excited.
Yes. We had technical difficulties on our last show. We went about an hour and 30 minutes on the last show. We only got about 4 minutes of it that was usable, so we're going to have to rewind and redo.
It was the episode too hot for airwaves.
For real.
Yes.
I don't think I ever sweared so much in my life.
I think we buried, like, so many people. The Undertaker was like, dude, chill out. But, we can see what we can do tonight for peak performance. I've got my shovel. Let's do it.
That's the golden shovel, indeed. So this episode will be the official February cycle in review. And we're going to start off with the BRL. The Cycle 510 League Champion, winning $50 in IWA credit, the Black Superstar, Bobby Bedlam. TV Champion, the Hellion, Roxanne O'Connor. Atlantic Champion, Koenig. Central Champion, the Shadow Warrior. Dixie Champion, Fergus Brennan. Eastern Champion, Punk, Rock, Mike. Mountain Champion, Hot Stuff, Adam Cash. Northern Champion, Mr. DW, which I'm pretty sure stands for Dick Washer. You ever had to wash your dick in a motel sink, Matt?
I think everyone remembers their 13th birthday, really. So, Mazel tov.
Yes, gross. Pacific Champion, Captain Grizzled Hackback. Prairie Champion, Bad Seed, The Boss. Southern Champion, Sir Gunter Kinderwatt. Western Champion, Ghostly Shadows. Tag Team Champion, Bruce and Keith Scott. TV Tag Team Champions, the Sasquatch Sasquatch and Ghostly Shadows. Six-Man Champions, Judge, Jury, and the Executioner. And TV Six-Man Champions, Jack Whiskey, Jim Whiskey, and Classy Eddie DeGrassi. So, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
Oh, this will be covered last night.
Let's go back and watch last night's show. Can I say right off the bat that Gato is my favorite non-wrestler in the history of the IWA? Like, right off the bat, he's celebrating 2018 by drinking a martini with the American flag in it.
Hey, he's a crazy cat, and that's the kind of action you're going to find only in the BRL fan. I always love that. Like, anything was like this really shitty wrestling. Well, the only kind of action you're going to find right here in Deep South Missouri wrestling. Well, what's going on? Well, we have a few things going on. We're ramping up to WrestleMania 6. I think last night you kind of dropped the hint of a possible third Russian death match.
Yeah.
This time it would be between Luther, who's undefeated in these matches, against money-driven Mike Sebastian.
Hey, guys, just to let you know what a Russian death match is, picture this. It's a ring and an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The swimming pool is filled with piranhas and electric eels. The cage has barbed wire ropes, light tubes, and other instruments of destruction. To win the match, you must throw your opponent into the pool with the piranhas, and they die.
And he's killed a couple guys, I think.
Hence the name Russian Death Match. There's that bear that keeps on showing up.
Oh, Ted the Wrestling Bear, of course.
Ted the Wrestling Bear. He came back. He's a zombie bear last time we seen him, so
yes.
Who knows?
And of course, think about Rude Duty lost in it, and he's gone now.
Yeah.
And then Neo Dragon lost, and he's gone.
Yeah, he's out licking his wounds, among other things, from what I understand.
Sicko.
Tiamat's a tranny. I'm just saying.
Yes, as you've stated. My favorite part of Gato is
she has a penis. That's what I'm saying. She has a penis.
I think that's what we. Yeah, okay, all right.
It's a little penis though. It's the size of a tuna can, from what I understand.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Smells the same way too.
That's not going to get the job done. There's so much TT in the BRL. Not to go over every single detail, but there's a lot of things building up. Noble House has been gearing up towards a showdown with the Suburban Hell Savages. Erica Rockwell and her trio just took the IWA Six-Man Championship, so they're riding high. She's still the Double X champion, and that match is down to the last series cycle. So lots going on that way. Women's championship.
Who's your current opponent?
Jane the Vixen Red.
I hate that bitch.
And we have some breaking news. We'll break here first. There will be a women's tag team championship.
Holy crap.
And a secondary championship. Because I don't care. We'll just do it. Whatever. We'll do it live.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Weren't we talking about having a intergender challenge match?
Well, there's a tournament going on right now, intergender tournament going on, so that's already underway. So that'll be covered in the bulletin.
Heather Hyatt gets like the worst partner ever, by the way.
Who is that?
You know who it is.
There's so much action to cover here, but we have things like Ghostly Shadows and the Endgame Brothers going through a mysterious situation with, I'm going to say this wrong. So when they get mad and go, but you pronounced it wrong. And some people get really upset when you pronounce your wrestler's names wrong. They get really bent out of shape.
I'm almost illiterate.
Yeah. It's a tough time.
In the meantime, Mike Sebastian got beat up by Venom Scott. I wonder if he's going to have an alliance with Luther Alexander or not.
I don't know. It's interesting because Venom Scott, well-known XPL commissioner for many, many years. What's he doing in the BRL? What could that mean? We had some phenomenal trash talk from Hannibal at the Molsons. The Molsons retorted. We've got Chief Bullgrave Fox talking a big game. Sasquatch is trying to go after people. So it's getting ugly, folks. We did lose the Drunks, so the Drunks are going to be out of the league. So we'll lose those guys, but hopefully they'll do horrible in the IWL because IWL sucks. And
it's true.
Oh yeah, here it is, Mr. Wackadoo. So apparently there's a Mr. Wackadoo in the End Games and Ghostly Shadows, and that's going to be a whole situation playing out at WrestleRama. So stay tuned for that. Let's see, Los Rudos still going strong. Broken Willie and El Barbero. I enjoy them. They're getting a little bit of steam. We have Gran Sabrosa talking about his Intercontinental Championship win. He is going to retain because Drunken Fisherman left the league. So Gran Sabrosa hangs on his title. Good for him. Let's see.
Can we talk about how lucky he was to beat Luther? Like, that was just pure luck.
That was a fraction of a point. That's
unbelievable.
That's why every match matters here at the BRL. Action you'll only find here at Battle Royal Wrestling. Sir Gunter talking a big game. Attacks the Outdoorsman. I don't know. I heard rumblings that something's going to happen with Luther. I'm sorry, but Sir Gunter pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. Jimmy North.
Is he going to get off the gas?
No, come on. Jimmy North still talking trash to Blood Money. Good for him. And, of course, the trio of Alexei Smirnov, Jake Scarlett, and El Dragon de a cover of the IWAR magazine. And a quick tip for all you kids out there looking to get on the cover of the IWAR magazine. It helps if you let us know what your wrestling avatar is for your wrestlers. Because if we don't know, we can't do it. There's a segment, It's My Yard by Frank Snow. We've got classy Kameni guy there saying he can't do TT because he's too busy in the LWL, which is tough. We have Suplex announcing that Bad Company was suspended for a cycle because their trash talk last time violated decency regulations. Of course. Jim Spurs going after El Barbero. Ava Von Schnapp is calling out Tiamat as possible partner. And I hear Ava Von Schnapp's going to debut a new finisher. So we got that going on.
Is it the vaginal claw?
You know, it might be. You know, one time I was at a CVS 24 hours at 3 in the morning, and a woman come in ahead of me, got her stuff, went up, bought like a bunch of stuff, and left this one gigantic Vagisil container. It stayed with me. It's like, why would you just leave that behind there, right there?
It's baking bread in her panties.
It disturbed me.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So,
Also, don't forget about Angelo Marksmith and 16.
oh, right, yeah, they came over in the IWAR draft.
Yeah.
So don't forget, the IWAR draft is going on. We're keeping score, kind of. So I actually went to check the ranks page today. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't start doing ranks till like May.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the BRL in a nutshell. Remember,
we just cracked that nut.
yeah, crack some nuts at the BRL, and we'll cover events later, but lots going on there, and we always encourage people who want to come in and bring their creative style of play to the BRL.
I just want to say that I'm going to frame that picture of Gato accepting his IWA Non-Wrestler of the Year award.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes,
And
as is his acceptance speech of meow, meow, meow.
That is quite possibly the greatest thing I've ever seen. And if you notice in the front row, someone's filming it with a cell phone.
No,
So
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's the little things that make me giggle, literally.
Oh, Gato.
Yeah. All right, next up is the CWL cycle number 212. Global champion Nasty Norman Krasner, network champion Clark Pierpont, United States champion Joe Boring. By the way, the name Joe Boring appeared on the latest episode of Jim Cornette's podcast.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
How the hell that happened?
Someone was making a joke about stupid gimmicks, and they mentioned Joe Boring, gimmick and all.
No shit.
And I'm like, someone reads the IWA.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so go check out Jim Cornette's podcast, and you'll get a Joe Boring mention. Yukon champion Liam Larkin, Caribbean champion Jackson King, Amazon Basin champion Felix Nine Lives Benaventura, British Isles champion Hugo, Arabian champion Atticus Poundover, South African champion Konik, Siberian champion The Tyrant David Hammerhead, East Asian champion Ricky Kyle, Oceanic champion Dagger Bomb, Global Tag Team Champions The Wild Card, Garrett Shadowstar and The Tyrant David Hammerhead, Network Tag Team Champions Hugo and Spoiler 2000, Global Six-Man Champions The Standover Man, Felix Nine Lives Benaventura, Liam Larkham, Network Six-Man Champions Joe Boran, Ricky Kyle, and Lauren Hors d'oeuvres. You ever had like the little cheese cubes with like the pepperoni on it on the cracker?
Nope.
You have no class.
That's correct.
So Matt, what's going down in the CWL?
Oh, I'm not in there.
You have like 9 wrestlers in there. What are you talking about?
Oh, I just get the Von Schnapps. They just feel like 9 wrestlers.
And Barry Stevens.
Because of the girth. Well, the Continental Championship Tournament to name a new champ is going on. The semifinals have Jim Cornette, cigarette wrestler, Boring, taking on Mr. Magnificent, Jamie Montgomery, in a duel of experience versus youth. And, of course, the other side is Barry Stevens versus Cowboy Blackjack Cavana. So, there it is.
Cavana, isn't that a weird name for a cowboy?
Yeah, it is, but I like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know. Call him what you want, kids.
Yeah. We had Ricky Kyle, who is calling out a lot of people, including Mr. Montgomery, including Luther Alexander. And I tell you what, he wears much better suits than $20 suits. He gets them from Caracos. He gets like 6 for $200 at Caracos.
Caracos.
Yeah, you don't have a Caracos near you?
I do not.
Caracos is a suit store that sells like for $199 you get like 6 suits. I bought a purple one from there because it's awesome. Ricky Kyle also gets in a backstage confrontation with Luther Alexander, and then he bludgeons some poor local guy in the head with a bottle of barbecue sauce. And Kyle, I desperately want to try your barbecue sauce. I like ribs. I'm a meat eater. I love barbecue sauce. I love barbecue in general. I really want to taste your sauce.
Well, in other non-barbecue related CWL news, we have, of course, the Von Schnapps trying to reestablish themselves, but they're having a hard time of it So they're having a special meeting this coming cycle.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
as far as some of the other action goes, we have Forgotten Vagrant still wants to settle the score with Barry Stevens, who this cycle, this past Dynamite issue, oh God, Clyde Cosworth and
Who?
Silverback Jack. Clyde Cosworth?
I never heard of him.
Yeah, he's been around. He comes in and he comes back and brings back Silverback Jack, who's like, I'm going to retire, but I want to talk trash about Barry Stevens. So I will just encourage you to read the CWL Dynamite, because if you're not reading it now, check it out. It's like reading an episode of Raw.
Yeah, inside you get a fantastic promo from Luther Alexander saying Luther Alexander type of things. Which is hilarious.
I would say that looking at the front page, you're going to see some changes. We have a lot of new names in the league, so you're going to see some shakeups. If you're considering this as a league, give it a thought. It's a really fun league. I can see it's like brimming. It's building up. So we're going to have new Trinity champions soon, the Tandem Championship defended soon, Continental Divide's coming around the corner. There's a lot going on.
We have Four Corners coming up.
Right, the Four Corners Invitational, which if you don't know what that is, the Four Corners Invitational is each of the commissioners of the 4 IWAR leagues nominate 16 wrestlers in their league, and they go head-to-head, single tournament elimination, and the winner gets a shot at the IWAR Revolution Champion.
Fantastic. Moving on, we have the IWL League Champion Marcus the Monster Monroe, Television Champion Big Blank #1, New York City Champion Scott Farkas.
Sure.
Los Angeles Champion Dr. Slam, Boston Champion Hostile Takeover, Detroit Champion Alec Von Schnapp, Cleveland Champion Frederick Xavier, Dallas Champion The Twisted Prodigy, Memphis Champion Ali Atari, Miami Champion NASA's Greatest Find, San Francisco Champion The Security Threat Les McCarver, Chicago Champion Piper the Goofball Monroe, Tag Team Champions The Madman Max Mayhem and Ripper Robertson, TV Tag Team Champions Graham Underwood and Kennedy Cage, 6-Man Champions Frederick Xavier, Graham Underwood, Kennedy Cage, known as the Chaotix. They won 5 free matches. TV 6-Man Champions Luther Alexander, Tim Briggins III, and Alec Von Schnapp. Unbelievable. See how Luther gets fucking carried to a 6-man title? Thank you, Tim Briggins. Appreciate it.
Hey, Alec Von Schnapp had the pin there. I'm just saying.
So, in the IWL, we have a fantastic cover done by me, once again. Post to post, we got Luther Alexander undercover murdering some poor bastard. He claims that he lost the battle, but he will win the war. He is the new #1 contender for the IWL Heavyweight Championship, and will get his match at Soul Survivor, taking on the current champion, Graham Underwood. In addition, we have Frederick Xavier, who will defend the American Territories Championship against Haruki Fuji, and the team of Achilles Leos and Haruki Fuji will face the IWC Tag Team Champions, the Monroes. Don't forget that Soul Survivor is a $2 per entry fee, and that is due by Cycle 84, so please get your entries in early. The prize for that will be IWA credit. So if 50 men enter the Soul Survivor event, the winner will receive $50 in IWA credits, a shot at the IWA Heavyweight Championship, $250,000 in iCash. So big prizes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget that we are in the midst of the IWC tournaments. We have 2 tournaments going on for the International Championship and the South American Championship. So be on the lookout for your wrestler in there. We'll be updating the brackets shortly. In terms of TT, we have a movie poster by Luther Alexander. Apparently he's starring in the new production of Wolverine coming out shortly. So be on the lookout for his next feature film. We have revelations regarding Senor Lucha and Black Demon Jr. Matt, do you want to take the point on that?
Nope.
Ah, you fuck.
Oh, you did pretty well last night, so I don't want to stomp your thunder, but I think that if it's been building for a long time. It started off, it kind of started off with this whole mysterious guy arriving, Black Demon Jr., coming in, attacking all of Lucha's students, and demolishing them. And Lucha kind of warning them to stay away from him. He claimed to be the son of a wrestler that died in the ring wrestling Lucha 20-odd years ago. This wrestler, called Black Demon, claimed that Lucha was having an affair with his girlfriend, which is a valet named Media Noche. And in their match, Black Demon passed away. So now we've got his son coming back for revenge, and he recently just beat the living crap out of Lucha at the pay-per-view. It was very ugly. And Media Noche begged him to stop and told Black Demon Jr. that you can't hurt him. Senor Lucha is your father.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So, yes.
So Black Demon Jr. being so distraught due to that revelation, he goes out to the ring and cuts an interview, and is going to take off his mask because he doesn't want to be the son of Senor Lucha. He doesn't want to be Black Demon Jr. He just wants to be himself. But before he's able to reveal his identity, he gets attacked by a man who's dressed just like Black Demon Sr. He gets an ace crusher for his troubles, and the lights go off, and they both vanish. Now, Senor Lucha is now frantically searching for his son.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Fucking A, right? In addition, this cycle, we have a fantastic TT from both the Monroes and the Chaotix. Guys, if you're a rookie or a newer player and you want to see how to do effective and good TT, please check out the Monroes and Chaotix TT. Do yourself a favor. In addition, we have a promo by the Puerto Rican champion, Johnny Pronto. I don't know how he's getting these promos out because he still doesn't have electricity, so there's that.
Well, I should mention a quick little heads up. We have a new segment coming to the IWL, and I entered Johnny Pronto because it's Dick Jackson, 4 questions with Mad Dog Dick Jackson. And we're going to do is the newer players to the league, whether they're a transfer or a promotion or a graduate, whatever it may be, kind of get them into the league and kind of give people an idea of who they are and what they're bringing to the table. It's 4 simple questions, kind of an easy little interview. So this first one is with Johnny Pronto. So he's going to be the first one to go. And then I'll use my resources to set up the next one. But each issue of the report, there'll be a 1-page kind of like, one-off.
Is your pressure cooker bomb going off right now?
No, it's my watch, and I don't know where it is. So it's midnight. If you're playing at home, it's midnight, which is actually for us an early night. Last night we finished at 3.
3, yeah.
So that made the fact that it conked out on us so much better.
I've never been so more upset about anything we've done ever than having that show go to shit. And I'm still very upset about it. It kind of makes you want to throw up. But
Yep.
Speaking of throwing up, Luther Alexander is upset that Frederick Xavier thinks he's the best-looking man in the IWL. Luther claims that he's a sexy boy, and being such, he knows what sexy boys look like. And he claims that Frederick Xavier is not a sexy boy, and it looks like his neck threw up. So there you go. We got a promo by Tim Riggins III. He's going after TJ Relic and Dr. Slam, and those guys will be having a 3-way dance. So it will be Tim Riggins III, Dr. Slam, and TJ Relic at the pay-per-view in a 3-way dance. Fortune 500 Aaron McFleece is now apparently the owner and proprietor of the Extreme Frisbee League, the XFL. So we all love Frisbee. I do.
All the kids are talking about it.
When I was a kid, I used to have like 16 Frisbees on my roof.
Oof.
Because I was a ridiculous kid. So there you go. Next up, we have a promo from our good friend TJ Relic. Again, his focus is on Tim Riggins III. They've been beefing back and forth. I think TJ Relic is going to try to murder him. So there you go. He's going to kill him. We have a promo here from Gerald Horton, the manager and advocate for Lockdown. Lockdown claims he's going to be the law and order in the IWL.
Oh, boy. Is he Law & Order SVU? Is he Law & Order? Which one is he going to be? I just need to know if we're going to see Stabler over the edge.
I love Stabler, by the way. Is he in his new show, by the way? The one with the fucking unicorn in it?
Uh-huh.
He's a new show. It's based on a graphic novel that has a unicorn in it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. There you go. So Lockdown proclaims that he's Law and Order, and then proceeds to sneak attack Luther Alexander from behind, mind you, in the backstage area. So there you go for Law and Order, I guess. We have a message from JJ Dallas. He's still upset at TMS for kicking them out. So he's going to go after Adam McFleece's hostile takeover, Winston Smith Jr., and the boys LaCroix. We have a promo from our good friend Norman Spivey. His father has apparently left And as he takes a break, he promises that either himself or one of his brothers will win Soul Survivor. We have a promo from Winston Smith Jr. inside of an indoor wildlife sanctuary. He's doing Winston Smith Jr. stuff, talking about the Monroes. I believe they have a match coming up on the upcoming pay-per-view, so that's awesome. We have a promo here from our good friend Solomon Graham. Apparently, our good friend Jacob Taylor is a member of the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
He doesn't flirt with mutants.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. So, good to know. So that is the IWL in a nutshell. Again, don't forget that Soul Survivor is coming up. We are in the midst of our IWC tournament, so lots of things going down in the IWL. If you're not in the IWL, I probably suggest you coming over because it's the greatest league in the history of leagues ever. Just want to put that out there. That's the damn truth.
Yes.
Next up, we have NWL, the new Wave League. In Cycle 109, the league champion, AJ Sabotage. TV champion, the Patient Stalker. We don't know if he's a patient stalker or he stalks patients.
Yes.
Atlantic champion, Timothy Zaberpowski.
Not even close.
Really?
Nope.
How do you say it?
Zastampowski.
That's what I said.
You said Zapower, yeah, whatever. Hey,
That's what I said.
You son of a...
He's 117-0-6, which is ridiculous.
It is crazy.
Yeah. Next up, we have our Central champion, Jordan Drake. Dixie champion, Keelan Crash Wendorf. Eastern champion, at 19-0, Big Bad Bob.
Yes.
Mountain champion, The Nightmare, Johnny Carnage. Northern champion, Gary Galaxy. Pacific champion, Ozzy's Ghost. Prairie champion, God's favorite player, Tim Tebow. Southern champion, Soldat Petrov. Western champion, the Mountain Dew Maniac. My son's a Mountain Dew Maniac. He drinks way too much of it.
Yeah, I get on that wagon every so often. It's bad, but
when I was a younger man, around 19 years old, every morning for breakfast, I would get a bottle of Mountain Dew, and I would order from the deli that was right across from my job a salt bagel with ham, bacon, sausage, and cheese.
oh my god.
Yeah, and wash that down with a nice cold Mountain Dew. I was ridiculous. Tag team champions, Bruce Inferno and Gary Galaxy. TV tag team champions, Keelan Crash Wendorf and Jordan Drake. Six-man champions, Railroad Express, Johnny Derail, Bruce Inferno and Gary Galaxy. TV six-man champions, Haphazard, Chris Havoc, Soldat Petrov, and our buddy Chris Hero. So Matt, what's going down in the new Wave League?
What isn't going down? There's a lot of action here, and a few cycles ago we were talking about hoping that we look forward to a new class really taking the baton and running with it. And you know what? They sure did. These guys are really bringing their A game. They're really doing a good job with it. Of course, now I can't find the insert. That's great. Well, I know most of the top of my head anyways. So favorite promo, of course, would be the one by Big Bad Bob, who apparently killed the previous Big Bad Bob, complete with a tombstone. And yeah, so he killed him off and replaced him. And then he got a promo that starts off with Goldberg music starts to play. So the fans are like, oh my God, it's Goldberg! It's Goldberg! And nope, it's Big Bad Bob. Who the hell's Big Bad Bob? Well,
if played correctly, that could get some real heat. Remember when Orndorff used to do that to Hogan? Orndorff used to come out to Hogan's music, and the crowd would pop, and then Orndorff come off and get some heat. If done correctly. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So yeah, comes out. He describes his clothing, his tights, his appearance overall, including his physical stature of 6'5", towering figure, and a whopping 225. So we've got Kendall Windham-esque features here, and he carries a steel chair to hit anybody that gets in his way, namely those that make fun of his appearance. So the crowd chants his name. I'm excited for Big Bad Bob.
Big Bad Bob is someone that I desperately want to win the IWA World Championship.
Absolutely. Who also went for the title is Soldat Petrov.
You know the greatest thing about him is that I love this advertisement for his jackets, and I like the fact that the official Soldat Petrov entrance jacket only $99.99 of your fragile American dollars,
Right.
which popped me, which is hilarious. Unbelievable.
Yeah, his promos are solid. I would not be surprised if he ends up as a protege to a one Luther Alexander somewhere down the line. That seems to make a lot of sense.
He's got his rusty spoon out.
Yeah. We have another strong promo from Jordan Drake. Really strong. We have a good promo from Haphazard Chris Hazard. Wrestler with no names, cutting up people. DJ Jazzy Joe is also really bringing the heat with his new raps.
Yeah.
The Giants still telling us how tall they are, and their favorite holds anything.
So who do you think will win in a rap battle? DJ Jazzy Joe or Billy Jack Novak?
Oh, well, that's a tough one.
I feel like Billy Jack needs to come back and challenge him to a rap battle. Like, this needs to happen.
Billy Jack Novak, if you don't know, was a rapping wrestler who was in the NWL about 2 group weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And he did pretty well.
Didn't he get killed in a drive-by?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Something like that. There is also, I will note, in the NWL report, if your name is listed, it says, please see me in my office. And it has the wrestlers listed: DJ Jazzy Joe, Death, Ninja Man, Judo Man, Andy Roy, Karen, Nacho, Giant, A Giant. That is for you to get help from the commissioner, who will help you work on your strats to improve your scores.
Yes.
There is also a phenomenal promo from Blazer Corp and Carnage Squad to get into a huge brawl. It's very well written. So if you can check out the
It's probably one of the best things that were written so far this year.
Yeah. So enjoy.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a new debut by the Railroad Express. Light at the end of the tunnel. It's Johnny Derail and Bobby Rhodes. So they're coming to be a new team to be reckoned with.
I wonder if they're going to feud with the Railroad Warriors at some point.
It could happen.
Yeah, that's money right there. That's money.
It's
Maybe we get an interleague pay-per-view to have that match.
I know. Keelan Warren, I say it wrong. Wendorf is good promo. I can't even say his name right. Sorry, kid. But it's a really strong promo.
It's very strong.
Yeah. So again, we have a lot of really good promos there. Gary Galaxy, Bruce Inferno.
The Carnage Squad was awesome. Just like
they're off the hook.
It's just quality all around. We haven't seen this level of quality in at least 6 or 7 cycles in the NWL. So back with a vengeance. That's for damn sure.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. They have their first pay-per-view coming up soon, right? Big Bang.
Yeah. I'll give you
Cycle
a quick
one.
preview.
It's this cycle, right? Cycle 109. Are we on cycle 109? Cycle. Probably get write-ups next cycle.
So matches are this cycle, but the write-ups next.
Yeah.
We have the Young Lions Championship: Carnage versus Gary Galaxy, Johnny Carnage versus Gary Galaxy versus Chris Hero versus Ted Knight. We have the Young Lions Tag Team Championship: Jordan Drake and Keelan Crash Wendorf versus Judo Man, Ninja Man, and then Riot versus Haphazard Chris Havoc, and then a special grudge match: Inferno versus Petrov, including openers: DJ Jazzy Joe versus Calvin Daniel Fretch, and A Giant and The Giant against Death and Timmy Zastybowski. Only on the New Wave Network.
Fantastic. I dig it. All right, so questions. We had questions that we answered yesterday, and we're going to do our best to answer them again today. Isn't that part of the deal?
Oh, good God.
Hey, guys, make sure you watch Firepower starring The Ultimate Warrior. It was his 1993 direct-to-video movie debut, so make sure you take a look at that. That's awesome. Okay, question number 1. Where do we get the vote for the most beloved and most hated wrestlers?
That is a feature we offer up once a quarter to capture the vote of the players in the IWAR leagues, I should say.
Yes.
And what we do is, this is our way of kind of, I don't want to say giving back, but it is giving back in a way.
No, it's recognition.
Yeah,
Definitely for that.
Again,
by your peers, by the way, because this is peer driven, so there's no shenanigans, tomfoolery, or politics involved in any of these rankings.
Right. Yeah. So if you are worried about, my guy doesn't get mentioned, did you vote? Well, no. Well, you have to vote. So keep that in mind as far as that goes, and don't be afraid to, explain your picks if you want to. But really, what we do is we kind of collect all the votes, and then compare numbers. And so if we have 15 votes total, and 8 players benched Luther Alexander, he's going to be, probably most hated. And it kind of works that way. And we'll kind of look at, who's done what, and we put the list together. There's no prize per se, except at the end of the year, there's the most hated wrestler of the year and most popular wrestler of the year. And that's based off of the votes. So it's, again, driven by you guys. So don't hold back. So it'll be up probably April for the first vote. So there you go.
Fantastic. Next question. Will we ever have enough new players to start a new rookie league like the IWA used to? What are the possible options / alternatives to our current system?
The easy answer is no, for two folds. One is we talked about this culture being, instant
gratification.
Gratification. You want to get everything right away. If a player joins up, the way the game used to work is how it would work like this. You send out away your little paperwork, you mail it to them, and they would get back to you after they had about 20 players get together. And
6 months later.
Right. So it could be months later. You'd forget all about the game, and poof, I think I actually sent my thing in when I first joined around October because I was in school, and this kid gave me a magazine, Wrestling World.
And a porno mag. It was Jugs.
That too. Yeah. And I sent it in and forgot about it. And then around, it was May, I got the thing saying, you're in the CCL. So nowadays, everything being so quick, and this is a game where you have to wait 3 weeks for results. It just isn't feasible. We don't have enough people coming in. Right now, we average about 6 players.
Yeah. It's about 3 to 7 a cycle.
Right. And the retention rate isn't that good because if we have 7 players come in and we keep 2, if that, it's not the best. Now, if we had
we're running about 45% last time I did the math.
Right. So if we had let's say 20 players a cycle coming in, maybe you could do 10 and 10, But the other side of that coin is you'd also have to have commissioners in place and a process in place where they're coaching the new kids, answering questions every day just about from some of the guys, talking to them all the time, working with the players, really closely. And there's honestly not that many commissioners that would want to do that. I mean, some say that, oh yeah, I'd be happy to help the kids. Unfortunately, we've seen a number of leagues fall on their face, and you just can't do that when you're the front-facing person for the product. And if you drop the ball, then the whole game looks like a shit,
I'll tell you right now, the NWL commissioner is the most important commissioner in all of the game, period, bar none. That's just the way it is.
Period. Yeah.
By the way, speaking of porno mags, when you were a kid, did you hide your porno mags in the woods behind your house and then go out to the woods to look at them?
Well, I was lucky because as a kid, we had a big forest behind my house.
Yeah, I
bet. There were mags, but I had 2 friends whose fathers had a massive collection of one had a collection of like hustlers. Yeah. And the best part is he's super religious, so it even makes it that much better.
Nice.
And the other one, his parents were divorced, so his father gave him and his brother everything they wanted. So as a kid, I saw all the classics.
Nice. My uncle, God rest his soul, my uncle, right, was a swing bachelor in the 80s. He used to wear the Playboy necklace, and he would have these cups, right? He would have these cups, like they're soda cups, right? And they would have a woman with bikini on it, right? A woman with a bikini on the cups. And then when you poured a liquid into the cup, their bikinis would disappear.
Nice.
He also had naked ladies air fresheners in his car.
Very nice. That's what kids like to see. So yeah. So in related story, yes, we all had a little hidden stash, and the kids these days don't know that joy.
No, because they go right down to Pornhub and that's it.
Type in.
You don't even need a membership or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know that from first-hand knowledge.
I remember somebody told me on Valentine's Day they offered a free access. I was like,
they're funny. They are funny.
Did you see when they did Cornhub last April? Yeah. That was awesome. Cornhub, hot stocks getting it on. That was phenomenal. So, anyways, getting back to whatever we were talking about. Yeah, new leagues. If it was a matter of demand, if there were people out there, that'd be one thing. And I think some players get this idea in their head, well, man, it was so much fun opening these new leagues, and then the veteran can come in and kind of, work with these guys. It's not how it worked. What used to happen, maybe it's revisionist history in looking back and seeing things differently, But what most players complained about to me was, yeah, I started the game, and about 6 or 7 to 10 cycles, the IWA took the veteran status or the rookie status off the league, and the veterans rolled in and just destroyed everyone.
They stomped guys out.
Right. And, honestly, there's no need for it. And we've had guys actually try to get into the league that are veterans right now, playing the game right now, who've tried and argued to get into the league.
I've gotten like, I think over the years of me being the commissioner of that league, I've gotten at least 10 different people trying to get into that league. People trying to overstay their welcome, where I have to get the IWA involved to get them to leave the league. And we have had guys who went out of their way to create brand new wrestlers and try to sneak them through the back door. Why, you ask? Because they're soft targets.
Right.
I can win an IWA World out of there because I'm going to hit 498s all the time, and I'm going to stomp all these motherfuckers.
Right. It just, there's no need for it. And over the years, some of us have had what we call the pot stirrers.
Yeah.
But those wrestlers we don't use to have any sort of competitive nature.
Well, the reason I had to extend my stay is because I needed a wrestler to be the commissioner of that league. Once they got rid of that rule, my guy was gone.
Right.
He was also murdered in a drive-by shooting.
And what's funny too is we've talked about changes now and then. We've changed some of the things in the IWAR, some of the things in the process of titles, championships, and etc. If 17 cycles is too much, we could change it, but
I don't think so.
It's essentially a 1-year period. Now, in fairness, you say, well, those guys that are 17th cycle are really good. Yeah, but then they're gone. And again, we've also people try to overstay their welcome, and we've had to lobby that way and say, look, these guys can't be in here because a couple of them are actually pretty good, and we're like, dude, you've got to go. And they ignored us. Like, dude, you and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, and they'd stay. Like, dude, you have to leave. And no, I'm gonna go. I swear. They stayed for 5 extra cycles, took titles in 4 of those cycles. Now here's the thing: you might think it's a small thing to take those little regional belts or whatever, but to a player who's new, every belt matters. Yeah. And that's why it's really important for us as coaches, if you will, to help them get better. And that's why we always appreciate, like, I know Jamie, oh God, some of the guys, Jerry Anderson, like, they were telling me, like, Donald's taking their time, of their own personal time, and help these players. And we really appreciate that because they're helping us help the rookies, and that's how the game gets stronger. So if, sometime down the line, if the kind of asterisk that's sitting on this little question, if you want to call it that, of how the game could have a second rookie league, is if they advertised. Because if they had more players coming in that were new and wanted to do this, it'd be a different ball game. And that's part A. And asterisk number 2 is we had a commissioners who could step in and set up a similar situation that the NWL has, where we groom these kids, show them how to play, and really make it fun.
There's only 2 ways that the IWA currently advertises, and that's their advertisement in the PWI, and there's the IWAR network Tubecast, and they don't pay me for it, so
right,
it's free. They like free.
Yep.
I want them to bring back the 10-speed bicycle because I desperately want a 10-speed bicycle. The ones with like the curved handles in the front, like I'm gonna be, Lance Armstrong and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want that. They just give away so many cool prizes, and they don't because, to be completely honest, they don't want to. They want to keep the game vanilla, right? The game is vanilla right now. It's just, here it is. It's up to the commissioners now to make the game pop, make the game colorful, make the game have the contests and all the other things, because the IWA is just not going to do it right now. That may change at some point, but as of right now, they're not interested. And we've pitched numerous ideas, and they're like, nope. We have to do anything extra? Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe one day, but hey, we do it on our own, so it's all good. Next question: how do you deal with a douche in your league?
Oh boy. Well, there's 2 ways to do it. The first way is to contact them directly and just be like, hey man, what's going on? Because believe it or not, many players, when you actually contact them, will back down.
Yeah.
They'll get the hint like, oh no, I'm just trying to, like, no, you're not helping. If they are not backing down, your other option is what I call the commissioner's death penalty. Don't mention them in your reports. Don't mention them in TT. Don't crack their scores. Don't involve them in events that you run. Just, they're out of it. If you're a personally attack players in the league and be a nuisance as opposed to being a supportive player, we don't want you involved. There's other places for you. It's called message boards. Go back to them.
Here's the thing: there's players that currently play the game right now that like to go into brand new leagues and just stir shit. They want to disenfranchise the new commissioners. For what purpose? I don't know. But I think these people hurt the game. They're trying to make commissioners quit. I've seen it happen in a couple of different leagues, and it's bullshit. And to those people who do that shit, fuck you, you rotten motherfucker. I hope you get in a boat with a hole in it and fucking drown, because you're a piece of shit.
This is brought to you by the Church of Latter-day Saints.
It was funny. When I was a kid, that commercial used to come on during wrestling. And directly following that commercial would be a commercial for a group called 4-H. Has anyone ever joined the 4-H? I'm pretty sure it was a cult of some sort.
4-H, I remember about that. Was they'd raise rabbits and slaughter them.
Was it?
Yeah, a friend who was in 4-H.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's like kind of like a...
It's a cult, right?
It's an earthy, crunchy Boy Scouts type thing, but they do more animal stuff.
It's freaking weird, man. And then there'd be commercials for Action Park, which if you live in the Northeast, you don't go to Action Park because you will die.
I remember the commercials because there was the "Who broke my window?" and the kid would come out, "I'm all nervous and queasy. Who broke my window?" I'll have to post it. It's terrible. They were all these commercials where the kid would come to the old man's house who was mean, and they'd make him pizza, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you kids are okay." and they never showed the second part where they beat the old man to death and took his money.
I'm pretty sure that was the same old man that tried to molest Willis and Arnold in the bike shop in that episode of Different Strokes.
We should have one of our episodes to start with this week on a very special IWAR Tubecast.
Why was it his underwear for?
Yeah.
Poor Dudley. Arnold didn't get molested, but Dudley got molested.
Dudley deserved it.
Dudley was a motherfucker, man.
You see the way he was dressed?
He was. It's fucked up. The gooch couldn't say him nothing. That was it. Dudley got molested.
Wow.
You know, my favorite episode of Different Strokes is the one that Nancy Reagan, and it was she's big on the war and drugs at the time and stuff like that. So there's an episode and Arnold's in class and he's in 6th grade, and she asked the class, "How many of you have done drugs?" And the entire class except for Arnold raises his hand, and the one kid in the front "I smoke crack." I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
That was awesome. I love that show. I often get my childhood confused with that show. I once told my brother that, hey, remember that time that me, you, and Tootie got locked in the bank and it got robbed? He's like, nah, dude, that's an episode of Different Strokes.
Easy to get that mixed up.
I swear I knew a girl named Tootie. You're talking about Miss Drummond. What we got next on questions? Oh, someone wants to know about a brief state of the game. It seemed like we have a recent uptick in creations of leagues. Maybe I don't have enough experience. You don't. To know if this is normal. Recently, we had more than 10 leagues consistently, been over 50 cards, which seems like a top 10 benchmark for my first 18 months. So, what are your thoughts on the state of the game currently? I think it's doing great. IWAR leagues are hot and popping right now. If you go around the IWAR, there's not a whole lot of leagues with vacant titles, which is also another KPI, key performance indicator. TT's on the rise, brand new leagues coming up. So, for those people who want to come back and save the game, I think the job's already done.
Yeah, those folks want to float into the scene again and be like, "Hey, man, I'm back. I'm going to make the game better." Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
You have plenty of leagues. Just about every Fed has at least one league that's really, really strong.
Right.
Obviously the IWAR Fed or IWAR leagues are strong, but you have the XPL and the Iron. Now you have GNL. It's probably going to be a strong league.
Looks like it already.
Unknown wrestler leagues there. You have the Steel with AWL, NBL. So those two strong leagues. The
UNL.
UNL, right?
Lone Wolf is still hot and popping right now.
Right, man. There's a lot of places you can go and see examples of just how good the game is doing. Yeah. I haven't done a number count. I probably do that eventually, just to get a really solid idea and compare my other notes to the previous times I've tracked activity. but I think it's in really good shape overall. I think the hardest thing is that the game is what we make of it, and that's the one truth right there. If you want to make the game a place where you just stir shit up and cause problems, that's what's going to be for you. If you want to go in and meet people, make friends, and have good rivalries, it'll be there. If you want to have creative storylines, it'll be there. If you want to be a commissioner, it'll be there. But you've got to put the work in, and I can't say it enough. A lot of people don't actually think about the commitment and the responsibility that goes into that. So what we have right now is we have a lot of good commissioners in place and a lot of rising star commissioners. And the biggest difference that I've determined over my years of IWA play is the best leagues have commissioners. It just doesn't happen without that. And we have a lot of leagues right now with commissioners stepping up, stepping in. And I would suggest anybody who's considering being a commissioner, before you take it on, your best bet is to work with a current commissioner, kind of see the process, see what goes into it, understand the deadlines when you have to have things prepared by. Because if you're doing a report and you need to have someone working with you, and you need their submission like 3 days before the deadline, and they're not getting it to you, you gotta have a backup plan. If you get hit by a bus, you gotta find a way to type with one finger, get it done. When I think about it, and I've been doing a report, literally an IWA report every 3 weeks since 2010 when I came back. That's 8 years now. That's sick. I'm a sick man.
You are sick, man. We all know this. We do have new leagues on the rise. We have the GNL, which is on the rise. We have the winner takes all league looking to launch. We have the Monday Night War League that's also about to launch. So those leagues are up and coming. Waiting for them to launch. I think they're going to be fantastic.
Oh, the Monday Night League.
Yeah, high concept.
Yeah, and it goes back to one point too. If you're considering being a commissioner, one of the most important factors in being a commissioner is, first thing is, you're better off starting a new league. Don't try taking over a league, because as much as you might think, oh, it'll be great, I'll go into this league and I'll take it over and I'm going to make it better.
They don't want you there. They don't want you there.
Right.
The players who were there already without the commissioner do not want you there.
Yeah, they don't care. And if it's a league where they had a commissioner report once, they're like, oh, that's a different story. But for the most part, you're just better off starting a new league. And if you're starting a new league, you have to have a concept and stick to it. Don't play 18 cooks in the kitchen, listen to everyone's opinion. Well, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. Maybe
your
do this.
opinion don't matter, by the way. My opinion doesn't matter.
Right. Just do what you want
to do.
And I went back, like I said last night too, but back when Ryan put the IWL, Independent Wrestling, together, first thing he did was he figured out what he wanted to do, and then he went to players he knew and said, hey, would you want to play in this league? And he got like 12 of us to say yeah. And then he posted about it. And people flipped out over it because they were like, they didn't get the okay from, he didn't get the okay from them. And it was like, he doesn't fucking care what you think. Like, he's going to do his own thing.
No
and that
initials, limits, the whole nine.
It's never going to work. And we heard for the longest time, like this coming issue of the IWAR is the 100th issue. And we've got all kinds of numbers and stats. But, there are many times, the IWAR is going to ruin the game. You're going to ruin everything. It's going to, you're going to ruin the players. My favorite was, well, players are going to expect too much. You're going to raise the bar so much. Right. Eat a dick. And here's the thing. When I think of those things, what comes to mind is that scene in Breaking Bad after, I won't give spoilers, but one of the characters has kind of defeated this other character. And he's on the phone, and he's just looking, and he's like, I won. And that's what comes to, like, we won. The game has gotten stronger because of the commissioners, and our goal was always to breed more commissioners because they make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And now we have probably 20 that I can think of that are, varying levels of skill. That's fine. But they also bring different concepts. You're not going to find the same concept in the United Nations League that you're going to find in the Lone Wolf League. Similar but different. You're not going to find the same concept in the Living Nightmare League versus the GNL versus the MNL. And that dynamic, helps set the leagues apart. It's making you choose where you want to play, and that's fine. The MNL, which is the Monday Night League, is kind of a throwback league like the MRL used to be. And I would only say that the players who are going to MNL, it is a big responsibility you're taking on in this kind of game. Like, you need to bring your A game. And my only worry is I see some people and some of the names that have been taken that are not known for their trash talk. And in my opinion, if you're going to take on the mantle of the MRL, as I tried to do with some other players and help out when it was kind of dying and keep it alive, it was a tough effort. But we had some good ideas come out of it. And what's kind of cool is some of the ideas we had in the MRL back in 2012 and 13 have resurfaced in the MNL now. And it's going to be a cool system the way it's set up.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend you check it out and get involved. Again, it's up to you to decide where you want to play. Don't just play somewhere because you feel obligated or whatever. I never want to play in a league where I don't feel like I'm having fun. So don't do that either.
Like the times that Matt's made me play in leagues I didn't want to play in.
Oh, that was hard.
Ew.
My throat already hurts. It's true. It's true. So don't get talked into leagues either. And here's the thing too. Keep in mind, don't take it as a slight. I just had a player pull out of the BRL.
Pull out.
Yeah. And he said it was because he just was overwhelmed. There was so much going on, and he couldn't really focus. And that's the double-edged sword of a league that gets that big. Your league doesn't have to be a juggernaut to be successful. To be successful, you need about probably 10 or more players who are active and contributing, and it's fun. And then it's up to you. And
I wish I had a league full of Catfish Robs. That's what I want. That's what I desperately want, a league full of Catfish Rob. Because what Catfish Rob does, he sells everything. You mention anything about any of his wrestlers, he comes back. He doesn't ignore anything. He doesn't big time anyone. He reacts off of everything. And that's why we love Catfish Rob.
Yeah, I will say this. I think we should get Big Bad Bob and Catfish Rob in a feud. Just look in the head. Or Anyways, I'll say this. As far as MNL goes, don't wait too long, because if you wait too long, you'll run into the same problem that the MRL hit, which was all the top stars getting snatched up by the players. Now, the guys in charge, Andy, Koenig, Mike Cook, and Sullivan. Is it Mike Sullivan?
I think it's Adam Sullivan.
Adam Sullivan, sorry. What they've done wisely is they had a draft night, so players could get one of the quote-unquote top stars, and then they kind of go down the bracket of other lesser-known stars. So it was kind of cool. It's a good, effective way of spreading out the talent. But there are still some big names. The last I knew, The Undertaker was still available. I think Bret Hart was available. But the idea is that there's stars out there. So if you want to get involved and really have fun, there's a chance to join this league and really get in the ground floor. And it's got a good vibe about it. So don't be afraid of jumping in and enjoy it. Next question.
Oh, we have some breaking news regarding the story that we broke last night regarding scandals and cheating and such and the IWA. So to be clear, you were saying what exactly, Matt, yesterday?
All right. So we were informed of a situation because I was talking with another player about the IWA report about 2 cycles ago, which had a massive opening, statement from Johnny B about how play is done for tag titles and so forth. And I had made a comment. I thought it was my fault because something happened in the UNL where I had blocked a team from winning the world tag titles because I had the tag champs, also had a 5-16, but I wasn't perfect, but he was, and I felt bad because he got the U.S. tag title out of it, but I blocked him. So as we're talking, he's like, well, actually, here's what happened. So it turns out a player in a stable who was coordinating with other players in the stable, the idea being if I have coordinating with other players and you send me your tag titles, your tag team strat, and I go, okay, great, I'll flow off your strat, which means I'll put my holds in different spots so we don't double up our holds or triple. This other player who they trusted took those holds, they showed them, and used them for his own wrestlers in the same league, thereby blocking that first player's path to the world tag titles.
So he not only took the strategy, it was also a PPF, which cost his stablemate, the guy that he's supposed to be buddies with, his boy,
right,
world tag team title.
Yep.
Motherfucker. That's literally the lowest, scummiest, dirtiest shit that you could possibly ever do. It's like you're peeing on Johnny B's grave.
Yeah, it's just, come on, guys. And this player has then subsequently been not only kicked out of that stable, he has been banned from other large stables. I won't list them. They know who they are, and if you play for big roster, you know who they are. You probably know who I'm talking about. But I would just say that if you're considering joining a stable and you don't know kind of the manners, the word I'm looking for.
Protocol.
Thank you. I was thinking P, but not whatever. Anyways, the protocol when it comes to flowing your strategies. There's just things you do. You don't steal someone else's strats. And at least if you're going to do that, at least run them in a different league. Like for example, like if someone said to me like, oh, here's my strats. And I was like, oh man, I need a tag shot. Do you care if I use these? I would, and someone else said, to me, I'd say, well, use them in a different league. At least that we don't double bump into each other, because we can both win the tag championship with the IWA with different leagues, but in the same league, one of us is getting it and the other one ain't.
Yep.
So that's not cool.
Yeah. Douchey move. So let's talk about the Scotch tape controversy.
Oh boy. Okay, this is going to change the way you look at the IWA forever.
It ruins it for everyone.
And I'll say this: I'm holding in my hands right now. I'm holding the NWL, IWL, and VRL reports, and they all look pretty damn spiffy. They all look like their logos are clean and whatever. The CWL, you can see where it's been Scotch taped to the paper and then photocopied. So if you go into the IWA Champions pages and you go to click on the link and see like the title page, when you see the title page, you can see, I'm looking at the Continental Wrestling League logo right now, and I can see the edge of the paper where they printed it out, they cut it off, and then taped it onto this piece of paper.
Looks like they folded it once too, because there's a big line through it.
Yeah, and there's the same thing for the NDL and Ninja Dojo League.
What's the worst one? The worst one is the IIL.
Yes.
Like you can literally see the tape, and it looks like in the corner it's ripped. The picture is ripped.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I love it to death.
It is really. It looks terrible, and I would reach out to anybody who is a graphic designer who wants to redesign logos that makes it easy for them. That's fine. I mean, some of the logos seem pretty okay, right. But the Scotch tape controversy or scandal is pretty bad. So
it's hilarious.
It's just like, oh my god, it's Shockmaster-esque.
It's like, ooh, and I've been noticing that. I thought it was just me because I noticed it like I noticed the logos being strange in a couple cycles back. I'm like, what is going on with these? And then when I looked at the IIL, I was like, what the fuck is this? So that's insane to me. So come on, IWA, get it together, homies.
Right.
Awful TT of the cycle. I guess we start with another promo from the Black Gorilla Army.
Oh,
it's not less offensive than last cycle.
Yes, there's no children getting shot at.
But again, I don't honky. Does people still use the word honky? I feel like that died out like 75 when people stopped saying moon cricket. It seems ridiculous. But at the very least, it has my attention. Apparently, they think Latin America sucks. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then in the Ninja Dojo League, we have a sneak attack. A pack of 8-pound Yorkies Bichon dogs viciously attack every wrestler in the NDL. They bit poor little Rage wrestlers' ankles down to the nub. They also made everyone read, copy, and paste posts from the dungeon when people would find stuff they said back in 2009 and told everyone how smart they are for doing it and finding it. It reminded everyone enough of the whiny see you next Tuesday that everyone got in a fight over which the dogs they wanted to adopt. Remember, have your pet sprayed, or in this case, neutered. The end. I have no idea what they're talking about, but it seems hilarious to me.
Yeah,
it's kind of universe breaking. It's breaking the fourth wall, and fuck that shit. And then basically, essentially, any promo by Matt Unick, which seems like he has a lot of the same ones throughout the Feds, talking about his 516 PPF. I want to make it abundantly clear. I don't give a flying fuck about your 516, motherfucker, or your PPF. I don't give a shit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't care. I don't care. It's not interesting. It's not edgy. You don't post in the dungeon no more. We got no place else to fucking rant and rave about this stupid shit. You gotta do it in a fucking bulletin? Come on. Get real.
Or get unreal. And I will say this. I will say in his defense that when he was in the BRL
he did good. He did great.
He had some phenomenal TT, really good stuff. So
It's when he flies off the edge, when he flies off the handle, he flies off, and then he's talking about feds being easy and drops, and it's like, come on, Betty, be better, just be better. How about that?
Yeah, and then we should mention the Lovely Ladies League, which not so much that it's bad TT, but someone basically took the pages of a Victoria's Secret catalog and just put the picture, or maybe a catalog for browsers or YouTube or something, or YouPorn, whatever they call it. Pornhub.
Big fan of RedTube, by the way.
RedTube, any tube really. I love like the women wrestlers just pretty much plus size modeling lingerie, and good for them. And then some white dude, Dr. Grabby Nasser. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So making fun of the guy that sexually abused over 200 girls. Again, class act by the virus guys.
Yeah.
So we don't know what Virus's issue is. They just like being in Virus. We know that. Then we get some Batgirl art because,
spread the infection. Sorry.
And then we get we have I can't think of her name, but she's there. And then there's the other one that's also there, and then another one. So
I'm pretty up on my adult film actresses.
Yes,
none of these are ringing a bell. Fucking hey, these women's leagues. Hopefully that women's revolution league kind of rights some of the wrongs that we have currently in our women's league.
Yeah, essentially the women's wrestling leagues in the IWA have always been basically guys using women to either have porn star names, comedy names, or like celebrity names.
Like bootleg Glow.
Oh, right. Or there's blatant ripoffs of real wrestlers.
At least the commission report and the Women's Revolution League is sharp. So we'll see how it goes. No TT though.
Right. And then again, what can you do?
What can you do? I might just make a new one just for the fuck of it. It's like, we're gonna do like a real women's league, like a Shimmer or a Shine or All Japan Women or something like that.
Well, the BRL's got it for now, so.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. So, Matt, what's going down IWAR wide?
Well, you'll be happy to know that the Johnny B Cup, number 5, still has time to register. It's loading up quick, so get in. It's $2 per entry, with 1 entry per manager, with secondary entries going to a waiting list. And what we might do this year is do some sort of Battle Royal play-in type event where the top 3 will get the last 3 spots or something like that and make it most fair that way. The Murano Memorial Tag Team Tournament is also launching soon, so there's limited space left. So please do your part and contact us as soon as possible to get in on the action. And then for the first time this summer, we're going to have the Summer Series where we take the best of elements of the best tournament. It's a one-on-one tournament of sorts where you have each player has 1 wrestler. You get to choose 1 guy anywhere in the IWAR. It's an IWAR only event. You pick your top wrestler, and then you have to pick your top strategy as possible over 3 cycles. After 3 cycles, the best average over the 2 wrestlers competing advances to the finals. In the 4th cycle, the final round will determine the winner of the event. And the winner chooses between a prize of either A, as many IWA match deals as the entries will allow. So if we have 40 wrestlers, that's 16 at $5 a piece. That puts aside money for 16 $12 match deals. And that's one good option. The other option is to get a championship belt that will be made worth up to what we have in entry fees. So you have that to look forward to. So that's Summer Series starting in signups are in May. So get involved now, speak up, and don't wait. Oh, Soul Survivor, when's that going on?
Soul Survivor is cycle 85. The entry fees are due cycle 84. So there you go.
There it is.
I'm wondering what my next pay-per-view is going to be. I don't know. It's supposed to be Wrestle Riot. I might like that name, though, so I might keep it. So, guys, have a good night.